The official announcement of Tutu's death was made by the Archbishop of Cape Town, Thabo Makgoba, from the SABC studios in Sea Point. He said the Archbishop Emeritus was driven by his deep faith in God. Speaking after the Arch's death, Makgoba said the elder cleric lived his life according to the teachings of Scripture.
Desmond Tutu's legacy is moral strength, moral courage, and clarity. He felt with the people. In public and alone, he cried because he felt people's pain, and he laughed. No, not just laughed. He cackled with delight when he shared their joy.
A global outpouring of grief and condolences followed the news of the beloved Archer's death. His wish was to have a simple remembrance and send-off. Lying in state at his beloved St. George's Cathedral, thousands of mourners came to pay their respects.
As a youngster, I can enjoy all those freedom and those rights today. And when I talk about theological, as a Christian, the way that he has led us so far, for me it's important to come out and say, thank you, Tata, for what you have meant for us and the contribution that you have made to society.
The one thing that stands to me is that he always said, there is no such thing as a hopeless situation. And I hang on to that for so many things. We loved him. He was such an inspiration.
The Archer's family said the best way to honor their father is to continue his fight against injustice and inequality.
I'd love my father to be remembered in our minds in love and in joy. But more than that, I would love my father to be remembered in our actions, in how we treat one another, in how we treat our environment, in how we care for those who are so needy of our care, in acts of generosity, in work for justice and peace, and in not taking ourselves too seriously.
6 days after his death, his funeral service was held at St. George's Cathedral. In a simple coffin adorned with flowers from his own garden, the world had to finally say goodbye. But his words, teachings, and above all actions will live on.
I believe we have the capacity to be one of the most wonderful countries in the world. We could be a truly compassionate country where everyone was cared for, where no one went to bed hungry, where everyone mattered and knew they mattered, whether they were poor and uneducated. They would matter because they are created in the image of God.
Tutu might have been a man of serious words and led the fight against injustice the world over, but he also had an immense sense of humor that he simply couldn't contain. No speech, talk or comment that he made was complete without a little quip, long story or joke he enjoyed sharing. The Arch touched all, in some way or another, and the world will remember the moral leader, but also the man of God who enjoyed a thorough chuckle.
The very last thing Archbishop said, I'm recognized everywhere. It's not entirely the case because here some children, 3-year-olds, were shown pictures of various public figures, and they recognized Madiba instantaneously, all of them. And then they showed them a picture of the Archbishop of Cape Town, and one of the children said, that's the Pink Panther. The Pink Panther is living, and the Pink Panther is going to miss you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Vanessa Puna, SABC News, Cape Town.